Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We are here today to talk about a very important topic that keeps coming up. Whether I am seeing parents in person or online, this is a very important topic to understand, know about, and be informed about. So, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about the special education process and special education law. The special education process, which is covered under the special education law, which we call IDEA, Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. And today we have a very experienced school psychologist, Mr. Ken Mark, who is going to answer some of the most important questions, the most common questions that parents have about the special education process. What happens? What happens when you have a referral for your child, or when you refer your child for special education? What takes place after that? What takes place after the AP is drafted? He is here to talk to us about all of the steps that are comprised within the special education process. Thank you so much, Mr. Ken Mark, and here we go. So hello, Mr. Ken Mark, and welcome to our special village. Would you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience in special education?
Thank you, Dr. Klimek, for having me on your channel. Hi all, my name is Ken Mark. I started out as a special education teacher, then I became a school psychologist. After 14 years of being a school psychologist, I was recruited to be the Manhattan Placement Officer, an administrative position that I held for almost 15 years. After retiring, I went back to teaching. This time, I taught graduate students at Hunter College. I also mentor graduate students at Baruch College. Well, that's a little bit about me. Yes, Dr. Klimek, I fully agree. The special education process is an important one. It also can be intimidating. But I will try to go through the special education process and in an overview in hopes that it will help parents. Okay, now we begin with the referral. Okay, now the referral, it really depends on your child in which type of school that they are in. It could be a public or a non-public school. In a public school, if you want to refer your child, you have to give a referral letter that is dated, signed, and provide your contact information to your child's public school. You can give it to your teacher, your child's teacher, or directly to the IEP team that are made up of the social worker, the school psychologist, and a family worker. Okay, so either one. Again, I stress the importance of putting the date on that letter, dated that date that you wrote it, because it sets the clock ticking. And the IEP team has a very specified time to respond to your written request. And you need to sign it to authorize it, because your signature is the authorizing signature that begins the process. Also, you need to include your contact information, such as your phone number, your home address, your cell number, mobile number, your email address, as much contact information as possible, because you want the IEP team to contact you when they are ready to begin the process. Okay, now, if your child is in a non-public school, the process is a little bit different, but similar. Okay, now, you would need to contact or send the referral letter to your local Committee on Special Education. And that depends on where you reside, what district, what school district you reside in. If you don't know which school district you reside in, you can go into schools.nyc.gov and go to that website, go all the way down until you see find the school, and then you just click in your home address and it will give you the district that you reside in. Okay, it could be anywhere between districts 1 through 32. Yeah, there are 32 districts in the city of New York. So after finding out what district you're in, go above at the website where there is a search parameter, type in CSE or Committee on Special Education. It will give you a listing of all the CSEs in the city of New York. Look at the CSE that has and responsible for your district, and then click on it. It will give you the phone number, the email address of the people concerned, and then you can send your referral in or email them your referral, and that will begin the process. Okay, both processes, whether you're in private school or rather non-public school or public school, they are very easy. And please don't let fear get in your way. All right, I mean, it's normal to be afraid, but you love your child and your love is greater than your fear. So please take the initiative and do what's right. If you feel your child needs the evaluation, go for it. Okay? Now, after you send in the letter, the evaluation process will begin. Okay? You will be contacted for an initial interview, usually by the school social worker. During the interview, you will be asked to sign a consent form granting permission to begin testing at the school or at the CSE, whichever the case may be. You may withdraw at any time. That is parents' prerogative. After the consent form is signed, your child will be observed and evaluated by educational professionals, such as the school psychologist and or specialist. Now, after they evaluate your child, they will determine your child's eligibility for special services. The results. After all evaluations are completed, reports such as the educational and psychological reports will be written on your child. Parents, teachers, and other related personnel will be invited to an IEP meeting. The meeting can be in person, by phone, or virtual, like we're doing now. Okay? Now, after the meeting is completed, an IEP or Individualized Education Program will be created. At the IEP meeting, the IEP team will discuss your child's strengths and weaknesses. They may also identify variables or factors that may be impacting on your child's learning. It could be like, for example, a simple matter of your child needing eyeglasses, okay? Variables like that. The IEP team will also suggest recommendations and develop a plan to help your child succeed. An IEP will be created and copies will be provided to you, the parents. And if you don't get it, request one. It is your right to have your child's IEP, and it's highly informative and valuable. Now, as the parent, your input is crucial and you have the final word to accept, modify, or even decline recommendations or the IEP plan. Okay, that is if you disagree. And feel free to make changes. If you feel a child may need more services, discuss that. Talk to them about it. If you feel that they don't need so many services that may interfere with their schoolwork by being counseled too many times, ask for example, 3 times a week, that's a little bit too much. How about once a week? I think that should suffice for my child. You can do that. Okay? Now, next is the placement. Is the implementation of the services. If the recommendations, plans are agreed and accepted by all, the recommended IEP services will be provided. Recommended services may include the following: special education teacher support services, which the old terminology being resource room, is basically in a small group for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes in a group of 8 or less. Speech language therapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy, counseling, or even small class. These are just some of these services. There are more out there, okay, depending on your child's needs. Now, with the follow-ups. Service delivery. School personnel will monitor the effectiveness of the IEP, primarily your child's teacher. They will keep you updated as to your child's progress, if the services are working for them or not. So we have to keep that in mind. After a year of service, an annual review will take place to discuss and update the current IEP plan. Parents, educators, and other professionals can request additional reduction or modification of services at that time during an annual review. And it does not involve the IEP team. All it involves is you, the parent, your child's teacher, maybe some of the service providers, and your voice is the most powerful one in the group. So make your voice heard. You know what your child needs, and you know your child best. Okay? Now, after 3 years of service, a triennial evaluation is required to see if a child's needs have changed. If it has, we will update the IEP accordingly. Okay, that is the IEP team should be updating the IEP. Now, parents, guardians have the legal right to withdraw all IEP services at any time. Okay, that is your right. Thank you for listening and watching this presentation. I hope it was informative. And if you have any questions, please direct your questions to Dr. Klimek at our special village. Okay, and I will be happy to answer your questions.
And here from our special village, we want to say thank you so much, Mr. Kim Mark, for your expertise and your knowledge, for sharing it with us, and to all of you listening. If you have any questions, either for me or for Mr. Mark, please do not hesitate to leave your questions in your comments below and subscribe so you can have access to more educational videos. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon. Bye.